Hello, good afternoon and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox here, back on the post-match show as Fox. Good 3 points, no a classic under the conditions, Fox.
No, it was a real slog in difficult conditions for both teams. I quite enjoyed the game, although it was a slog. You never knew what was going to happen next, and fortunately for Rangers, we take the 3 points and a 1-0 win. Very happy with that, Oaks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a bridge man, 1-0, move on. We pack it on, we pack it away, and we move on. It wasn't a great watch at times, particularly the last maybe 20 minutes. They came into the game with a few corners, but we kept a clean sheet again. Only lost 5 goals all season, but we weren't at our flowing best. But I don't know how much of that was due to the conditions, brah.
Due to the conditions and a good display by Hibs, mate. They were always dangerous, always in the game, and we had to be on our toes most of the time. So I thought it was a good win. And as I say, I think that's the hardest of the 3 games out the way that were on this current run.
Well, hopefully you prove to be right, mate. I saw a nice play by Joe Aribo and Kamara. Ball goes to Roof. He sort of gives himself a yard, puts it into the box, and a good finish by Hadji. I thought at that time Aribo was looking our most dangerous player. If I'm nitpicking anything, I think they should be getting merit out of Ryan Kent, mate. I think he like Morelos, looks as if he's just lost a wee bit of confidence, if I'm being honest.
I didn't have a fantastic game today at all, did he? Had a lot of the ball, but never did anything particularly well with it. Talking about the goal, I think what we actually seen was the strength of Joe Aribo and Kamara holding players off. Delightful ball through to Ruth, and he slips it back, and Hadji's on the move and tucks it away into the corner. A fine goal for young Hadji.
Aye.
And very, very pleased for him. It was a game with a lot of incidents in it, although it wasn't exactly overflowing with excitement. A couple of penalty claims for Rangers. Hibs thought they had one when Hadji lifted his boot high in the area as well. Couple of contentious moments in the game. I thought the 2 penalty claims for Rangers were stick-ons, mate. I don't know what you thought.
Was the one on Tav, the first one you're talking about?
Aye, well, Tav tried to stay on his feet because that's the sort of player he is, but he was definitely clipped. And then the one with Kimmer Ruth with Porteous, whose initial challenge, mate, actually hits Ruth's left foot and takes him on the way down. And then he lifts his leg for the second one to get the ball. I thought that was a clear penalty as well.
We may have a look at that again, Fox. I never caught that. I don't play. I need to have a look at that. But all right, but we can park them. There wasn't a real lot of controversy in the game as such, was it? It was there was a lot of midfield play at one time, particularly the second half. But we just seen it out. It was, as I say, I don't think it was our finest performance all season, but 20 games, mate. 56 points. It's not to be sniffed at, is it?
No, not at all. I think a lot of Rangers supporters, especially a certain Bridgeman, would have been happy with a 1-0 win. That's all you need to get the 3 points, and we've duly done that today. So, job done.
Yeah, and who's Sean for you? You agree, Aribo?
Aribo, Kamara, mate. Steve Davis was tidy on the ball as well. I think we lacked a bit up front. Hadji he scored the goal, so that makes him the most important player on the park for me. But Ruth and Kent didn't get into much yet up front, and I thought Hibs kind of out-muscled us for large parts of the game.
I think it's only my opinion. Everybody sees it different. I think Morelos uses things that the others don't, mate, if that makes sense.
Well, he's got the strength to hold off their defenders, where, as I said before the game, I thought we were a wee bit lightweight up front. Mm-hmm. Morelos, when he came on, showed you his strength and the ability to take the ball in and keep a hold of it. But the manager got his tactics spot on, mate. We won 1-0. What more can we want?
Aye, you're right, mate. You're right. This run continues in the league. So, people want to join us. What's the number, mate?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
And join us at Skype at RangersRadio.online. We brought in the call by Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up and we will phone you back. And then just wait, we'll bring you into the conversation. I thought the two centre halves done okay as well, mate, without it being spectacular. I don't think it was a game for spectacular, but I think over a piece, Joe Aribo was our best player, mate, for me.
Aye, Joe Aribo, he's great on the ball, control. Some of the stuff he done in that game was absolutely brilliant to watch. The close control, the way he holds a man off, and he can spot a pass as well. It's nice to see Joe starting to get back to the form that he showed at the start of the season. So looking forward to it.
Aye, he brings us so much with the vision he's got, mate. And there was one near the end when he nutmegged the boy. He's just got that in him, the street flair, isn't he?
Aye.
Player, but he's also 6'2",
Aye, he's very clever on the ball. I thought Kamara was good as well, showed his strength. He actually shown a wee bit more getting forward is a thing we need for midfield. I thought the two of them worked tirelessly in defending and going forward. I thought they two were the best players on the park.
And let's hope it's just a knock that Scotty Arfield's got it.
Aye, well, that was strange. How long did it last? It's about 60 seconds in that game. We maybe miss Scotty Arfield if he's out against the Tims, mate, because he always plays really well against them. And whether he would get into the side as a starter or no in front of Joe Aribo remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, it loses a wee bit thin with him, and if Ryan's injured as well, but hopefully we'll get a better look at that, and hopefully things aren't too bad, Ryan and Scotty here.
Aye. Ryan Jack seems to have this wee niggling injury that flares up every now and again. I think we badly miss him in games, mate. I don't think we've lost a goal where he's been playing this year.
No, well, all these stats were talking up. I mean, he only lost 5 goals in the league's pretty remarkable, but we'd only lost about 11 roughly or something at the same stage last season. So we just have to keep it going and keep churning out the points, starting at Paisley on Wednesday, mate.
Aye, and go to Paisley, hopefully pick up some revenge for our cup exit. I don't think we'll treat them so lightly this time. I think we'll go out there and do a job and pick up another 3 points on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. But it's another game, bizarrely, isn't it? But you're saying you take a bridge man, innit? Just to get it out of the way.
Aye, especially no injuries, which is important at this time of the year. You don't want to lose somebody important from your squad. Scotty Arfield today, hopefully he's just felt the twinge and decided not to risk staying on the park any longer. So hopefully he recovers in time for next week.
It was a quick turnaround. Well, not a quick turnaround, but it's Wednesday now, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see what it takes us, mate. Arfield's an important part of our squad.
He's had a good season, Scotty Arfield. Scored some important goals. Works tremendously hard. As you've seen today, Joe Aribo, for me, although he did play well today, doesn't give Taverner the cover that Scotty Arfield gives him when he's playing. And I think both full-backs were very quiet today. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But I'd said before the game that the wings were important today, and they kind of stifled our full-backs going forward, I thought.
All right. People must have some thoughts. So what's the number, mate?
Number is 0141 356 1972.
Or joins at Skype at RangersRadio.online. You can get on the call by Old School Blue. If you phone in, hang up and we will phone you back. And then we'll bring you into the conversation. Aye, a good save from McGregor, but I don't know if you picked up. What about the referee's position? Have you noticed?
No, I didn't notice that in the game.
When you see the highlights, the referee's position's a joke, mate. They're too close to the play, mate. Too close to the play. Actually bends it round him.
I never noticed that, to be honest with you.
I have a look when you see it later, mate. Shocking. Aye, so we'll see where it takes us, but the 3 points are big 3 points. Like the last game, that's 10 games at Ibrox. 10 wins in the league this season. 12 wins in a row, Fox. 12 wins in a row.
Well, that's what you need to do to win championships. For me, we're on track just now to go and take the title, and let's hope we don't fall off the rails at any time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think we've been joined by a caller.
Gary's joined it. Afternoon, Gary.
How we doing, guys? You okay?
All right, Gary.
Happy with the final whistle went.
That's it, mate. That was a tough game, wasn't it? Tough conditions, tough game. I thought Hibs done well, to be honest with you. They caused a lot of problems, asked a lot of questions, but very happy with the Bridgeman, to be honest with you.
I think you would take that, wouldn't you? You would take the Bridge and move on, wouldn't you?
Aye. I'll be honest with you, I thought the changes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to question the manager. He's proven this season he knows what he's doing. He knows more about the game than me, but I was crying out for a couple of changes a wee bit earlier, around 70 minutes. Surprised they left it so late, but because Alfie looked good when he came on, and I think that's that. I think he knows himself that he's got to look a wee bit sharper, and a wee bit more in front of goals, so he's looking a wee bit more hungrier. But I was just a wee bit gutted from at the end when he didn't get that goal. Can he just slot it past the keeper? But yeah, no, I think that's the idea. I'm a bit worried about Harfield as well with that injury, because I think he's not an absolute must, but I just think he's a warrior, mate. I think the guy, he just wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he? The Old Firm's custom made for him, and I think we'll miss a player like him in the Old Firm if he's not available. So I hope it's not too serious.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if we win into that game without Harfield and Jack. You know, but we'll see. We'll see. There's a week to go, mate. There's not a lot of injuries, mate. You just have to deal with them and go on with them, you know.
I think these the other teams. I don't include Hibs in this, but I think the other teams in the league, Celtic, we can go into games with a Rebo and that, because the boy's exceptional. He showed that with his performance today. He was brilliant, but I don't consider Rebo to be a warrior, if that makes sense. I think that he can go a wee bit missing sometimes when it gets physical.
He's not that type of player, mate.
That's what I mean, yeah. So, you've got to pick and choose when you play him. And I was just, my heart was in my mouth to see that 2 minutes into injury time when he threw the back of that ball and gave that free kick away. I thought, that's typical, man, because we've done so well and he's had such a good game. I could just see them floating that ball to the back post and somebody getting a nick on it and putting it in the goal. Like everybody else, you're just hoping it doesn't happen. But McGregor done all right as well, apart from the one he came out and flapped it. His concentration levels were good today. But we've not really spoken about the keepers this season because of how well the defence has played in front of them. So that save he pulled off at the down to his left-hand side. That was a good save, because I think people underestimate the concentration levels needed by a keeper at Rangers.
Yeah.
That's what you need, especially in that weather. You're standing there for 90-minute game of football. You're standing there for 80 minutes, no doing anything. Just pissing down with rain and freezing cold and blowing wind. And then when you're needed, you've got to make them saves. So well done. So if that goes in at that back post, different ball game for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Was he's coming 3?
Hello?
Afternoon, Cal. How are we doing, mate? Turn the show off, mate, or your telly off, please, sir.
It's up.
All right, cheers, mate. On you go, mate. The floor's all yours.
Right. Oh, well, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, mate. Merry Christmas
And
to
happy
you.
3 mere bubbles, isn't it?
Very remiss of me. Caught him again. Merry Christmas, Gary.
Carol.
Aye, Merry Christmas, same with me. Just straight into the game. Rude.
Cal, the floor's yours.
Right. Well, wasn't a great performance, but who cares? We can always come good again. 3 mere baubles on the tree.
It's a
That's
W,
all I
yeah.
think.
It's a W.
Unbelievable. We're doing well.
12 wins in a row, mate.
I know. I thought Kent was bad today again. I think the guy needs to go buy players. He really does. All right, he works like a dog, he really does. But I don't know, just a wee bit of spark we need for him. Hadji played all right. Taken a few clogs. But I think the guy's got great vision, And the rest of the team, workman-like performance. Aribo, a lot of skill now and again. And as the guy says before, that tackle just before the end, you got that. I don't know. Was it a foul or no? He just ran into the guy. It's just one of the things. But there was a lot of them in the game, that we didn't get them caught for us.
I didn't think there was that much controversy in the game. I was pretty confident that we would score in the second half. That surprised me, Carl.
It surprised me as well, by the way.
Get a goal,
but we didn't press that too much in the second half. Too much Christmas pudding.
And then with 20 minutes to go, Fox, we did go a bit deep, mate.
I think the manager at half-time was probably aware that Hibs could hit us on the break, and I think we deliberately sat in and tried to control the game. And Hibs did take advantage of that and did get forward, and we're looking quite good late on in the game, but the defence and the goalkeeper held out, so I'm quite happy, mate. 3 points is 3 points.
That's all it counts, Carl. 3 points, sir.
I know that's what counts for me. Keep it going. I don't care. If we get 3 points the next game, good enough, then work to the next game.
Here.
One at a time.
It's a good run. You're not going to play Brisbane every week, Gary, are you?
I think you have to take into account the conditions today. The conditions, when was the last time you've seen the team playing silky football in them conditions? And it's difficult as well because the way Rangers play with Golson, they try and bring the forward line onto Golson tries to bring the midfield and the forward onto him, and then he'll play that long diagonal. I've seen a lot of people gobbing off a wee bit saying he shouldn't be doing that and stuff, but that's the system. The conditions weren't allowing it today, and it wasn't coming off. But we didn't play great, but then the conditions weren't great. The most important thing is that we got the goal and we managed to keep the lead, kept the clean sheet. So you take the positives, and we've ticked all the top boxes. And I made up for Hadji. I think Hadji's he's coming into a wee bit of form now, and I think he'll definitely play on Wednesday again. I don't think there's any reason to leave him out. And whilst he's getting goals and getting assists, I think he picks himself at the moment.
Interesting. I'd never try and guess Stephen Gerrard's team. Anyway, Fox, if people want to join us, what's the number?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Got joins at Skype at RangersRadio.online. You brought in a Colby, old school blue. Phone in, hang up, we will phone you back, and then we'll bring you into the conversation. Aye, good for Hadji's confidence. But I think they said that's 3 starts. He scored 3 goals in the league. I've still got doubts about he's in Scottish football, but he's scoring goals, and you can't take it away from him, Carl.
That's the same opinion as me. I think Scottish football is too physical for him. I think he needs a wee bit of space. Europe suits him better, because I think the guy's got a lot of vision, for spreading the ball about. Some of the ones he tried today, some came off and some just didn't, I think the guy's good. But what a goal he taken, by the way. We were raving about Roof's goal for being in the right place at the right time last week. Hadji was the exact same today.
I think we need to remember the boy's still 21. He's got a lot of filling out still today. And I think he'll eventually put on a bit of timber and be a bit more stronger. I think people just expect him to withstand the rough and tumble of Scottish football at 21. And for a foreign player coming into it must be a bit of a culture shock. I think he's doing well, Hadji.
But don't get me wrong, so do I. I mean, he takes it up and tumble, he gets clogged enough,
Mm-hmm.
And he can get out a wee bit, as we've seen. We sleek at ones now and again.
I thought he done well with the shot on the edge of the box as well. I thought his spin and the way he took that was really, really good. What I found interesting was because I think a young boy, 21, I noticed a photograph he put online the other night on Christmas Eve. I think it was a Christmas Day, and his mum and dad were in the photograph. I don't know how long they've been in the city, right? I'm guessing they don't stay here, so they'll probably come out to visit or whatever. But that might have something to do with how he's performing, because he's still only a young boy and young lads in a foreign city for the first time. As I've said before, you don't know how that affects them, especially with the lockdown and the COVID situation and stuff.
It's all a factor, mate. It's all a factor. Obviously,
if his family's here, mate, Nicola Sturgeon will not let them out the country anyway. They'll be here for a while.
Nobody's staying in Govan Hill, that's for sure. Right, we've been joined by Shuggy, I think. Afternoon, Shuggy.
Hi, Shuggy for folks again. How you doing, buddy?
How are we doing, mate?
Not bad. That was probably a hard-fought victory, and that's what wins leagues, I think. These hard games. Hibs, fair play to them. Put in a good shift. Martin Boyle was a wee bit unlucky, equalised, thank God. Never get the fit in the ball. Then that Andy, I was listening to Sky Sports, that Andy Walker, I just wanted to punch a tail and see if I could grab him by the throat out. Oh God, never heard so much a biased person in my life. But another half, you still there?
I'm listening to you, mate.
Aye, but another half, their goalkeeper, Hibs goalkeeper had 3 really good saves. But I think overall we deserve to win. What do you think yourself? But Hibs put in a good shift.
Did we deserve to win?
I reckon Rangers deserve to win overall.
If we did deserve to win, it was just slightly. I think Hibs.
Aye, Hibs played very well. They put in a good shift. We knew we were in the game.
Aye.
And I think probably we need a few made games like that, because up to a few weeks ago we were steamrolling teams, and it stops us being complacent. Do you think so?
Yeah,
well, personally, I'd rather see steamrolling teams, mate.
Aye, we would. But sometimes when you got them in, we go, we should win these games. I think the game against St Mirren, we were very complacent. Because technically, I'm originally for Paisley myself, but technically I think teams like St Mirren, we should be beating them quite simply. But I think hopefully that St Mirren game woke us up a bit. And I think Morelos, when he came on, played very well.
Morelos just needs a goal for me. I don't know what you think, Gary. He just needs a goal.
Aye, I think he was really trying, but I think he played well when he came on. I know he didn't get much game time, but he played well.
One criticism of the coaching staff today, I think they were late with a substitution, but that's my opinion. Gary?
I was thinking like...
Shuggy, your name's Shuggy, let Gary come in.
Aye, no bother, Gary. And good afternoon, Gary. Happy New Year and Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Shuggy.
No bother.
I thought the subs were a wee bit late, to be honest with you. I don't know who was going to take off if Arfield hadn't got injured. Maybe it was Davis.
I think Kent was coming off.
Kent, maybe, mate. But I don't think the subs that came on done anything wrong. I think they could maybe have had a bigger impact if they came on a wee bit earlier, because I think we were under the cosh a wee bit just about when we made the subs. I didn't like when we made the subs as well. I never like when the team makes subs when we were about to defend a cross ball or a set piece. But, you know, you can't really pick it. You put your sub card in and the subs get ready. It's more the fourth official that kind of, you know, tells you when it's happening once you've made that decision. But I thought they came a bit late. But you don't know what's going on the bench and what they're thinking. Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
They'll tell us they got it 100% right because they got 3 points.
Aye. Well, that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Across you, we've been joined by a caller. Evening caller or afternoon caller.
Look, good afternoon. Who you want to speak to?
Who's this?
I know. It's Big Daz if you come on hold. I just personally thought that Big Joe Aribo has been absolutely outstanding the past couple of games. His hold-up play is second to none.
He's been excellent, Dazza. Fox has been a fan of Joe Aribo since he walked in the door, so let Fox do that. Fox.
Aye, terrific big player. As we said earlier on, just back for injury, starting to look like he's getting back into the top form he started the season with. Some of the things that boy does with a ball amazes me. I think a game the other week there when he absolutely killed a ball that was dropping out the air for about 40 feet, shows you the skill in the boy. And he's another young player that's just going to get better and better, Joe Aribo.
Oh, no, 100%. And again, his hold-up play is second to none. And for somebody that looks so tall and lanky, the ball control was just second to none again. Like, there's just need that's going to match him now.
He does make things happen. That's what he does for us, Dazza.
Well, no, 100%. I don't know. You look at Kyle Lafferty, like back in the day, and he's a bit more clumsy and stuff, and you'd expect the same, similar height, similar build, and honestly, he wouldn't leave footprints in the snow, the boy.
Footprints in the snow. Stop, that's your job when you're
He's deceptively strong as well at holding players off. It's not just his quick feet. It's the strength in the way he uses his body to keep players away from the ball that's a highlight of his game as well. And he can spot and pick a pass, which is... The guy is an all-round top midfielder for me.
Anyway, we've also been joined by Port Bear. Afternoon, Port.
Merry Christmas to everybody apart from Ox here. How you doing?
Very nice.
Very well, thank you.
All right, mate, how we doing? Did you want a good Christmas?
Good well to all men. All men, it's me. By the way, I get sent some pictures. I'm doing them for Christmas cards next year to keep the Waynes away from the fire.
Aye, that'll work, mate. That'll certainly work.
Here's your thoughts, mate.
Stuffy game, mate. I think that's a typical, title-winning performance. One of them games that we drew earlier in the season when we played them. They get the equaliser. And I think they played the exact same way. I was kind of disappointed with Hibs Oxford because I did think at the start I thought they would come and try and have a go. But they've done the exact same thing. I mean, many times did you see 11 men behind the ball, even with them? Didn't expect that with Jack Ross. I really didn't. I know their tactics tried to counter.
I'll be honest with you, I never seen it like Murrow, mate. I never quite seen it.
No, not quite as bad, no. They weren't in the edge 18-yard box, but there was times when Nisbet and Boyle had dropped in into their own half, and then obviously they were trying to hit the counter, which was pretty dangerous when they managed it a few times.
They set up 4-2, they set up 4-4-2.
No, I thought they were more a 5-3-2, mate. I thought that they had the three centre halves, the two wing backs, and the midfield trio.
The boy McGinn was playing a different position, but look, you played in a place where the wind and rain's been a factor, mate. That's just a good 3 points. You get into these showers and you move on, innit?
Definitely. And that's how you get 3 and 3 in the Ox here. 3 important goals. It gets us, on the road to wins. And I know he's still a bit lightweight, but I have to agree with Fox on he's not his man body yet. If he falls out, he may end up playing a deeper role. I know.
Is that the pictures you sent us? Is that what that is?
He's a man body.
You'll not be able to move. You'll not be able to get move if he gets one like that.
I think they call that dad bod, I don't know.
Anyway, a great 3 points, mate. Great 3 points.
Aye, fantastic, mate. As I say, these results are the ones that's going to count at the end of the season. Stuffy, tight games, but we still managed to get them over the line without playing well. We've not played well, Oxford, in the last maybe 3 or 4 games, but we're still grinding out results. And we move on to the next one again. And I've never said this, but I'll do another bridge, man, against St Mirren during the week as well, mate. And then we'll go out and I believe we'll destroy the other side of Old Firm, mate. I really still believe it. I see that the other night, and I still believe we will destroy them.
I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. And obviously, we don't take Bridgemans in the next couple of games, mate, because of how important they are. But you've just got to keep them coming. And obviously, Wednesday night becomes massive port. And then I'll go to Gary with that as well. Wednesday night just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Wednesday night's a huge game to go. I think I was listening to a quote about Walter Smith, and he said the bigger games, and not bigger games than the Old Firm, but huge games around the Old Firm is the game before and the game after. So we can't focus on the 2nd of July game. We've got to focus on Wednesday night. St Mirren have already turned us out. Revenge can be a big motivator, but I think we don't want to go into the game too motivated, if that makes sense. Just go there, be professional, get the job done, 3 points, and then that prepares us to go into that Old Firm. And I agree with Portia. I think we've got it in our locker, by the way, to turn the screw on them. I think as an Old Firm player, you've got to look forward to the Old Firms. You've got to be absolutely buzzing and want to play in them. I can see the Rangers squad being more positive and looking forward to that game than I think the Celtic squad will be. And I think the Celtic squad, if they want to do anything, they've got to be motivated. I can see them being a wee bit fearful, to be honest with you. They'll not admit that, but I can see it.
Well, hopefully we're set this time next week. We're on singing and dancing and happy bears. But look, we have to put some to bed first and foremost, Fox. We move on after the day's sticky performance, yeah?
Aye, well, that's the game we look forward to next. But, I mean, although we're saying it's a sticky performance, mate, the big chances fell to Rangers players today. Balogun had 2 good attempts blocked, and Morelos had a shot on target blocked at the end when he was 1-1 with the goalkeeper. I don't remember, apart from the Alan McGregor save, him having to actually do that much. What did you think? I thought we played well within ourselves today. I was quite happy with the performance.
Up until the last 20 minutes, Port Bear.
Aye, Fox is bang on. Balogun, McGinnis went off the line, and then he'd the one that's felt to him that he probably put in the roof in it rather than had it straight to the keeper. There was definitely chances. The one that had you got to the edge of the box where he's quickly moved on his right foot and shot. Any other time that's in the bottom corner. I mean, that's the space he creates through his skill. I mean, what he makes up maybe lack of pace. Sometimes Oxford, he's got that bit of magic for his 2 feet.
That was a good effort.
That was in the bottom corner, the great effort, you know what I mean? And I think he showed a lot of endeavour as well today, Oxford. I thought he ran and chased and harried.
He's never showed that endeavour of chasing and harrying, mate. He's always done that for us when he's played. He runs about enough, mate. There's no doubt.
Yeah, what I was glad to see when we were seeing the game out, we were being intelligent Oxford, and he was taking into the corner and stuff. Not Meg's that guy edge of the box, and he goes to drive into the box, and then changes his mind and goes back to the corner flag. That's the game. That's the game intelligence coming in. Go back to the corner flag and let's run down this clock, and we get a result against. I was more worried about today, Oxford, than I was about the 2nd of January, and I'll be really honest about it. I was worried more about Hibs today than the 2nd of January.
Well, I've just wanted 1 minute, 2 games, 22 games played, 16 left, and we'll be where we are, and we just keep taking these games off, Carl. That's
what I think. Every next game's the most important game of the season, and you don't bother about the aim, because, let's face it can be a dodgy game, because there's none like a wounded animal, And we're talking about animals, by the way. And that's all I think. If we get through the next two, with 4 points even, I'll be happy. With 4 points, I'll be happy because that'll still put them under more pressure because they need it more than we do.
Aye, well, I see you're coming then. With the 4 points and the 2 games have disappeared. Getting back to the day, Alan McGregor made the save, Gary. He touches the ball a lot now. I don't think McGregor would ever thought he'd got as much back passes when he started his career.
I think it's like he's a good player. He's 6 months younger than me, right? And I played goalkeeper when I was younger. And I couldn't imagine playing at the level of football that he's still playing at now. And to change his game, because I grew up, late 80s, early 90s when the pass-back rule came in. And he'd have still been young when that came in. So he's always had the pass-back rule, and he's always played with it. But nowadays, when young goalkeepers are coming through, 20-year-olds, they don't know anything other than playing with their feet. Whereas McGregor, he's definitely got that in his locker. I love the way he just over-exaggerates, when the ball's passed back to him, when he brings the player in and stuff like that. I like all that because that's part of his job, running doing that cloak and frustrating the other team and, trying to get the other team to react and stuff like that. And he does all that bit brilliantly. Top goalkeeper. It really pays having that experience at the back for the defenders as well as the rest of the team.
I thought Golston did a reasonable game for us today, Port.
I think our 2 centre-halves, mate, protect Alan McGregor so well. We give McGregor a lot of praise, but what he's got in front of him, they protect him so much, Oxshire. The whole back four actually do, but certainly the 2 direct guys running Balogun and Goldson protect Alan McGregor a hell of a lot because they stop a lot getting through even them. They did an excellent game of David at defence. Thought Goldson looked pretty steady. Tried a few diagonals, but obviously with that weather they swirling about the stadium, they weren't very accurate, but they stuck to their plan, Oxshire, and that's all you can ask for. Stick to your plan, stick to your managers, what you've been working on the last few days, and they got the goal, mate, and then we proved again that we can hold a lead as well. So, Bridgeman on Tuesday, get again and get, hold that lead. We've proved so many times this season, Oxshire, we can hold on to a lead. It's a good knack to have.
Pegged back once in the league, and that was against them when they got that scrappy goal, But we're winning all kinds of matches,
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Wednesday was comfortable. We had 11 men against the ball last week, and then we're grinding them out, and that's a big way to winning leagues.
You've got your different aspects of it.
Carry on, Port.
You've got your different aspects of winning leagues. You're not going to go out and play, your silky stuff every single week. So there's games you're going to need to grind them out, and there's games you're going to need to, work hard and work against this double block. Some teams will have a go, so that's what means we'll no score their 3s and their 4s. But you've got to have different formulas, Oxshire, to win a league.
Yeah, I think Billy's joined us. Afternoon, Billy.
Afternoon, guys. How you doing?
All right, mate. How are you? All right? Your first time on, Billy?
Right. Merry Christmas, everybody. What's that?
Is this your first time on?
No, second.
All right. We've never had a Billy on here before.
That's a change.
What's on your mind, Billy? Merry Christmas to you, mate.
Aye, Merry Christmas, guys. Just phoning up. Aye, delighted. Just getting the result today, you know what I mean? That was the main thing, wasn't it? I think Port Bear talking about a rebo there, the wee nutmeg and that out in the corner flag. I'm a bit nervous, guys, but phoning, but aye, I'm delighted.
Just relax. Don't worry, Port Bear will no charge you for the phone call. Where are you from, Billy? Where are you from, Billy? Shorts?
Bon Hill, the Vale.
The Vale. All right, okay. Bandit country, right? Okay. Who's Sean for you today, Billy?
Who's Sean? Kamara. I thought Kamara was great. Davis. I thought they were all good. Do you know what I mean? It was just a professional performance for the boys. And on to Wednesday. Is it Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes, Wednesday.
And then on to the other people at the other side of the city. Aye, just looking forward to it now. The day I thought was a big result. I think I came on before and I said the Livingston game, if we win that, we'll win the league. Do you not remember that? No.
Oh, mate, I can't remember yesterday.
Aye, so the day was a great performance for the boys, man. Aye, absolutely delighted.
He's right, Gary. It's all about just getting the results, moving on. People would say it's professional, great level on the pitch, the conditions. We've got the result.
3 points, mate. 3 points.
Aye.
Can you hear me? Aye, 3 points, mate. And the bonuses on top of them 3 points are the clean sheet and young Hadji getting on the score sheet again. Getting minutes into players. I think Ruth played well again today. Don't think he'd done a lot wrong. He got his assist. It's hard, isn't it? You do remember performances, but see as well as like your flair. See when we went through that period of scoring 8 against Hamilton and 4 against this team and 4 against that team. Well, that's all great, but see at the moment we're no smashing teams off the park. This is about grinding out performances. That's another type of, that's another edge of your sword. Do you know what I mean? So that's a good, and it demoralises teams that are chasing you. You know, when they watch and they see you getting them results, that demoralises them.
Aye. Anyway, we'll be joined by Andy Felix. We'll hear from Andy, and then we're going to go to the manager. Andy, how we doing, mate?
Not too bad. It was a funny game, right enough. I thought we were always in control. We're not being in control, if you get what I mean.
No, I don't.
Played, well, I didn't think we were going. I didn't think we were going to get beaten that game, to be honest with you. Although they had a couple of scary moments, what you call, but Rangers could have won that game 4 or 5. No, I mean there was some good chances there. The keeper played well, so yeah, good. They did games last season. Would have probably drew that game, right enough. But no, it's good going forward, and you learn more out of these games as well, as I said before, instead of bashing teams all the time. So I'm quite happy with that, on to the next game and then set yourself up for the one that we're all waiting for, hopefully. But yeah, they're good. I thought Aribo was fantastic. I think he's really coming on to the game. Davis did his usual stuff. I'm a bit concerned, I'm very concerned over Kent. I think he's offering us nothing in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I thought Tavernier was honking today, to be honest with you. Positional-wise, he'd no idea. But, check out what we did. We got the result, and it's onwards and upwards. Let's go to the next game.
Tick. Move on. Right, get yourself on mute. We're going to hear from the manager.
Stephen Gerrard, who is over in the main stand, can actually hear us from over in the studio. So if you can, Stephen, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations on another 3 points. How did you see that one from the dugout?
It was a really tough game. We knew that Hibs would be a big challenge for us today. They're an organised team and they stay in the game really well. Their keepers made some fantastic saves to keep the score at 1-0. And whilst it's at 1-0, you're always going to have that little nervy moments towards the end. But it's another clean sheet. It's another big win. But Hibs carry a threat as well. So we've beat a good team today.
And how pleasing is it just to keep the bandwagon rolling as it is in the league with another 3 points in this week, particularly given how crucial a period of the season this is?
Yeah, well, the games are coming thick and fast, and it's right on Christmas. The conditions obviously are changing. It was really windy today and really wet. I'm not sure people outside of the stadium realised that, and we had to stand up to a physical game. I thought we were physical at times. Hibs were. That's what you'd expect. Two teams going right at it for the 3 points. But you can see why Hibs have caused teams a lot of problems this season, because they've got the threat of Boyle's pace. Nisbet's really clever, and they've got a lot of power throughout their 11. So to get over the line and win it, the players should really enjoy this game because they beat a good team.
Stevie, Neil McCann here. Well done on another 3 points.
Thank you.
Were you surprised that Hibs went to a 3 today?
No, not really, because obviously with no Duyage, we had a good inkling that they might bring Gogic in and slide to the 3. Listening to Jack in his press conferences prior to the game, without saying it, he was sort of alluding to his thinking. So we did have a good idea of it, and we obviously seen it in the warm-up as well, just to confirm that. They were working on a back 3 in the warm-up. And they've played it a couple of times before this season, so it was no surprise. But having said that, I thought they were well set up, and just staying in the game with the threat that they've got in the team with players who are capable. We had to make sure that we really were resilient, and we couldn't afford any mistakes, because it was at a dangerous time where 2 points could have been took away from us. I thought Boran Barisic's block was fantastic, and certainly worth the extra 2 points today.
Stephen, normally you play with a real high press. In the second half you seem to drop off. Was that one of the messages at half time?
Yeah, we were trying to get messages on. From like 75 minutes on, we were trying to get them to press forward more, put more pressure on their backline so they couldn't go long and direct. But we were giving some silly fouls away, and Hibs were pushing. I think you'd have to give them credit for. They were at a stage of the game where they could gamble a bit. They were leaving a lot of men in our backline. And it was coming along from the keeper at times. So sometimes, even though you want a high press and you want people to get up the pitch, sometimes that's really difficult. You'd have to pay credit to him for that rather than us not wanting to do it. We tried to make changes, obviously bring Scott in and Joe up a line to be a bit more solid and more people on the second balls to manage the game better. But maybe that didn't work today, because the ball just kept coming in and coming in.
You've played against a 3 now, or a 5, a number of times in recent weeks. Does it frustrate you a wee bit, Stephen, that there's so many games coming that you're not getting I would imagine you're not getting the time that you'd maybe ordinarily get, going from week to week, to actually work in certain aspects of the game to combat against a 5 and how to break them down? Or how are you approaching your training?
We don't get much training time, that's the reality of it, but that's not a complaint, that's just the way it is when fixtures are coming every 3-4 days and you've been on a European run as well. We had to use all the training time in pre-season, and you get very little once the season gets underway. We're trying to do a lot of work in the auditorium as well to get more information into the boys, but I think we've handled playing against the 5 extremely well. Okay, today, if we'd have took our chances, the game might have been a little bit more comfortable more early, but it was just a case of the fullbacks in terms of their receiving positions, trying to drag their fullbacks out. We weren't too happy with the positions of our 10s in the first half. We wanted them to try and cause problems behind the wing backs once they had jumped out, but it is definitely something we're going to have to tidy up on and moving forward, because there was a lot to learn from today as well.
You mentioned earlier on, Stephen, about clean sheets. How important is that? Because me and Nearly were saying how difficult it is with the win today. It looked really impressive. You must be delighted with that.
I'm delighted with the organisation of the team and what the players are given in terms of application. Maybe last season or the season before, that might have been a fixture that might have been took away from us, from maybe an individual error, or maybe players with lack of experience, or not having the bodies from the side to come and help you get over the line in situations like that. But you can see at the end there, Barisic putting his body on the line, Griegs coming to catch, to relieve a bit of pressure, people winning headers and competing. And certainly in this league, you've got to compete and do the ugly bits first before you can show your quality, and the lads are certainly doing that.
You look a lot calmer this year. Obviously, it's obviously coming with experience as well, but your team look calmer, Stephen, in certain positions where maybe sometimes teams will lose composure at the latter stages of games where teams are throwing everything at them. You look cool, obviously, on the side of the pitch, but maybe not against Motherwell. You did a few yards, but I think your team look a lot more calm in terms of a situation when they've been asked questions right towards the latter stages of the game, where it's maybe been 1-0. They look good, in a good place mentally.
I think recruitment certainly helps. Having players, international players who we've brought in, like Phil Olander and Leon Balogun. We believe we've got better competition for places, and that certainly improves you from an organisation point of view. In terms of me, I'll have to thank my doctor for the medication, because it certainly doesn't feel like that from the side.
You need to sum up here.
As they chuck some over here to the studio, would you?
No. Listen, there's going to be edgy moments. We're under no illusions here where we are, how the season's gone so far. It's trying to stay balanced as a team and from the side, really. But of course, we're going to have some nervy moments. We're playing against good players, and people are trying to challenge us. People are desperate to beat us. So we just have to be ready for every test and challenge that comes. But so far, so good. Now it's about enjoying tonight. The players deserve to enjoy the night. I took Christmas night away from them with the families. I had them in a hotel. We trained last night at Ibrox. That's not fair in normal life, but we've got to prepare this team extremely well and leave no stone unturned moving forward. I'm going to give them a day off tomorrow, so try and make up for them, get back in the good books, and then we get ready for St Mirren, which again will be another tough test for us.
Well, Stephen, well done today. Congratulations.
Thank you. All the best, guys.
Merry Christmas.
All right, thanks for that, Old School Blue. We'll be joined by Alex. We wish you. How are we doing, Alex?
Good afternoon. Merry Christmas to everybody,
Merry
first
Christmas,
and foremost.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Alex.
That was a great 3 points. I've just what he's saying there. The team will stick together, work hard together, and that's what it's about. We knew it was going to be a hard task today, and it turned out that way. They played very well, Hibs, but we managed to get there at the end.
It's 12 wins in a row, Alex. I think we're breaking some records now, mate. You know?
Unbelievable.
12 wins. 18 league games left.
It was only the conditions as well, as you've seen out there now. Nothing really helped much, but the game was a right good game, I thought. Hibs played quite well, and Rangers did. They dug in. What would you call it? Bit concerned with the free kicks they gave away right enough. The kind of free kicks outside the box and all that. But apart from that, no. Well pleased with it. I thought Joe Aribo was outstanding. Just thought he was a different planet for everybody else, that fella. His footwork, football's unbelievable. I'm quite happy with the team.
I think the majority, some people went for Kamara. I thought Kamara faded a wee bit, but I think Aribo, arguably man of the match, Port Bear. No, Port Bear's gone. Gary, Aribo. Everybody's sort of agreeing it. Arguably, he's been man of the match.
Aye, I said it to my lad about 70 minutes gone. I went, Aribo's had a good game. He's hold up play in the last few minutes of injury time, and that just that intelligence to have a play about with the other team and try and frustrate them and grind in the minutes. It just typified where he's at with his game at the moment and how he had played through the game. And his nutmeg was just made me laugh. It was just quality for him. But there was a few players on there who struggled today. I think somebody said earlier, I think it was Fox, Tav didn't play particularly well, which I don't think he did. But we're going to judge Tav on where he's been all season, which is 9 and 10s. He can't do that every week, so he's probably been a 6 or a 7 this week, which is good enough. But it's not good enough to play normally. An 8 or a 9, sometimes a 10. So I remember Alex Ferguson saying, to win a football game, you need 7 or 8, 6 or 7 of your players to be playing 8 out of 10, and you can carry a couple of players to get the job done. Normally, but today that was the case. I think we carried a couple of players that didn't have the best games, but I think the conditions have got a lot to say in that as well. But it's job done.
Yeah, Port Bear, Aribo, we agreeing?
Aye, my man in Matchday, that's Joe Aribo. Been craving it for me. I know he's just come back for injury and God, doubts where we're questioning, is that an injury he's never had before, it isn't like that again. So it's taken a few games, mate, to get back to the Joe Aribo we've seen at the start of the season, and that looked more like him today, in my opinion, mate. But, I thought Aribo, the front five of the Roof, Haji.
Please hold.
Ability, mate. They all made space. They didn't stop trying combinations to try and break that defence down. So, why are we playing 2 holding midfielders when they've got other men behind the ball and they're only one up front and we're 2 centre backs are looking after one guy? So take that other sensitive defensive midfielder out and put in a more influential creative player like Haji or Aribo, and it seems to have worked, Oxford, what you say.
Aye, I mean, obviously you've got to put it in the context with the days. I think it was all about getting a result with that weather. It's a big leveler. we've done it. We've went and gone it. We've not played. In fact, if I'm being honest, I think we played better against Hibs at Easter Road, Port.
100%. As I said, we were more open. So were they, though. They just have tried a go at their own pitch, mate. Whereas today I thought they were a bit more offensive. What Fox touched on, 5 across the back. Well, 3 across the back with 2 wing backs. That's effectively 5. And what they were trying to do was hitting the counter. But again, we find the solutions up here, and that's all we have to keep doing. Find the solutions around all these different formations that these teams are trying to throw at us to stop Tav down one side, stop Barisic, stop our creative players, try and sit on Stephen Davis, who's often a pivot that everything comes through in the middle of the park. They're trying everything, mate. But when you mark up Stephen Davis and you mark up with 2 wing backs, it leaves space in other places, and that's where I think Hadji and Aribo will exploit these spaces, mate, and we'll get the goal for it. So I know I'm very happy. Rangers keep finding the answer to these conundrums that these teams are putting before us. So well done, Gerard. Well done, the staff, coaching staff, and well done to the team today. A right tough conditioned game. We still managed to pull the hat out of the bag, the rabbit out of the bag. So over the moon, mate. Over the moon with the result.
Here. Just a wee announcement. Obviously, bank holiday tomorrow, so the technical team and the boys will be having a day off, and we'll be back on Tuesday. So let everybody know we'll be back on Tuesday. But getting the build up for the game at St Mirren. Great 3 points. There's been a wee technical issue with the callers, but I'm going to go to Fox to sum up how important the days was. Fox.
Very important 3 points, and we're marched towards the number 55, mate. Just hope we can keep this run going and lose no goals. You win games for me. At the end of the day, terrific result for us against this very sticky team who played well. So all in all, great 3 points.
And I'm looking for a counsellor for the photographs I get sent in the day. Anybody knows a counsellor, please let me know.
Call the Samaritans, they're available.
Listen, can I thank all the callers who joined us earlier on the day, all the boys that have come in from all over the country. I mean, I had Corby, Folkestone, Sonny, was it? Sonny, boys on the south coast, all over the country, all the callers, fantastic. Andy for Leeds. Great to hear from everybody. Thanks for calling in and taking part in Rangers Radio. This has been Rangers Radio. Thanks for listening. Thanks for Port Pierre for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday between 8 and 10, building up to the St Mirren game, which is going to be a real interesting week. Thanks to the technical team of Fox and Old School Blue. Speak to you all soon. Take it away, Old School Blue.
50 minutes, all good.
Now we beat the Boers in Africa, the Chinks of 212, the Spaniards at Trafalgar and the French at Waterloo. We chased King James and all his gang in the battle of the Boyne, that's why the Glasgow jails were torn. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, the jails go marching on. Now we've seen the Glasgow Celtic and Brazil and Argentina. We've seen the Leeds United and the Sugar Mighty team. We've seen the best in Russia from the Volga to the Don, but the jails go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, the jails go marching on. Glory, glory, Glasgow Rangers, glory, glory.